I had
Come
3
on.
girls right away, and then we had 5 together. And so I always feel like the bathtub was my solace place of
The bathroom.
overflowing for a
100%,
while.
yeah.
But yet you'd always see little fingers under the door.
You in there?
Well, hello and welcome back to Be Life Changers. I am Kathy Coates, your host, and I am so excited to have a good friend. We might as well say we're friends. I mean, like
we are.
We have met one time on Zoom, and so this is the very first time we have met in person, and I am thrilled. I'm so excited because literally it feels like you're my sister. I know. It's just crazy. Like when we started talking back and forth, it's just sometimes people just click.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to introduce you to Gabby Starnes, also known as Marte.
Hello.
And I have invited her here with me at JT Visuals. And I know you were pretty excited walking in. What did you think?
Super excited. I mean, I'm a podcast girly. So
I know.
I'm here for it. 100%.
I told her when you come in, we're going to be walking in and walking out. And JT Visuals takes care of it all.
Yeah.
And that makes it so nice, being a mother and a wife and a busy businesswoman and everything we got going on. When we have podcasts, it's nice to be able to walk in, walk out, and have them taken care of. So remember, JT Visuals without the I, because they're more than meets the eye.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but what if you didn't have to hunt for your next client? What if there's a way that you could spend less than 3 hours per month, even as a busy entrepreneur, and start attracting your ideal clients so that they come to you rather than you have to always go to them? You could be the best of your industry, but we want to make you the best known. And you can get started on this for free on our website. Go to jtvisuals.com and look for our ideal client profile generator. We've trained AI to come up with who you should reach out to and who you need to become to be that go-to expert of your industry and city. So what are you waiting for? Go to jtvisuals.com. That's jtvsuals.com, jtvsuals.com, and get started today.
Well, I am so glad to have you here with me. And, I'm so excited. So tell me just a little bit about how did, Marte get started? Like, where'd the name come from?
Yeah.
Let's introduce you to everybody and let them get to know you just a little bit more intimately.
Oh, well, thank you, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
So, man, I feel like there's so much history, but I'll, for the sake of the podcast, I'll keep it short. So I'm Gabby Starnes, right? The reality of my name, Marte, is that that's my middle name.
Oh, wow.
So when I started music, there was a Gabriella at the time. Williams was my last name.
Okay.
There's a Gabriella Williams, and she was an adult star. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yes, yes.
She was doing all these videos and stuff online, and they were not great. And at the time, I'm a believer, so in Jesus. And putting my stuff on the internet to compete with another Gabriella or Gabby Williams who is doing like adult industry stuff was wild. So I was like, what can I do? And I was like, we have a Beyonce, a Cher, a Madonna. It's Marte. So
I love
here we
it.
are. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's very unique. I know my daughter is an artist too. And so that was kind of what happened to her. Genesis, the name Genesis, everybody, the big group Genesis.
Yeah.
So, she ended up going with her middle name too, Genesis Mariah. So I get it. I get it. So it does. Sometimes you want to make sure that you are the one that's seen. So
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
It.
Yeah.
I love it. So yes. So when did you really know that you were like called to music?
Ooh, that's good. To be honest, I always wanted to do music, but the calling, I don't know. So let me back up. So I wasn't born and raised in the church at all, or into Christianity. My parents were just like going about it, like American people, just doing their thing. And we're from California originally, me and my family. So I didn't move to Kansas City until about 8 or 9 years ago.
Okay.
2018. I think that's like 8 years. So for us, me growing up, I'm growing up in this family, no concept of like truly God, but my daycare sitter growing up was like, super Pentecostal, tongue-talking chick with blonde hair, blue eyes. This lady was a real deal. She was praying over my family. My mom and my dad were a little bit wild in the sense of like, they could be a little heated, passionate, like Italian. You think Italian, but we're not Italian. But like just super, super passionate. I love my Italian people, by the way. That was not a diss. That was like, you show your emotion really well. My parents are the same way.
Right.
So Anna, my babysitter, since like I was born, my mom put me in daycare at like, I think it was like 3 weeks old because she had to go straight back to work, no maternity leave kind of thing. And so Anna would pray over my family and I. And my mom would trust Anna with my parents' problems. Cool. And so Anna was like, holy moly, y'all are a little crazy, but doesn't scare me. I'm going to pray for you. So Anna prayed for our family. And then at the age of 15, for me, I had a friend, in middle school, like right before I turned 15. She invited me to church. And I never really went to church but with Anna. And her churches were a little bit older, a little more like traditional, which is totally fine. But I just was there running around with the kids, nothing crazy. But this church that my friend invited me to was this tiny little country church. Sometimes I walk by it because it's like a mile from where I grew up. So I just walk by to like reminisce. But I walked in that church and I felt the Holy Spirit so strong when the worship leader was up there. And to be honest, I knew it was something different. I didn't know anything about the Holy Spirit like that, but I knew it was different because, to be honest, I love soul music.
Oh, yeah.
And so my music kind of takes on that. But I love soul, R&B. I was raised on that. It moves, moves my emotions.
Moves you. Yes.
But this guy, white guy, love him to death.
Right.
I actually ended up on the worship team with him. And so this white guy named Chris with a blue guitar by himself up there singing. And I was like, there's nothing special about this man and his music. You know what I mean? I was like, he's leading worship. But I felt such a peace. And my parents were like on the brink of divorce. And I was just like in this chaotic environment all the time at home. Like it just felt like, oh, dad left because he's mad today. And mom was just yelling at dad. And like, I don't know where to find peace. And so when I was sitting there in those little like pews that they had, and some of my other middle school friends at the time, they were just like goofing off and throwing things. But like I felt the literal peace of God when Chris started worshiping.
Yes, that's that true anointing.
Oh my gosh.
That's that true anointing.
And I feel like I was sensitive, like because I'm a musician. God made me to be a musician, not only a musician, but like I'm sensitive to music, like in a major way. So, my friends might have just missed it. Like they're not sensitive like me. So yeah, I felt like
when you're
that was my
drawn
invitation.
Like that, that's you're starting to understand that's your gift.
Yeah.
Because we all have gifts and they all work together.
Yeah.
And so, when that gift starts to come out, it literally pulls you.
100%.
It just pulls you to it. You can't get away from it if you want to.
Cannot get away from it. So I started doing music, right? So, I was already doing music, but then I was like, oh, wow, God is like huge. I love him. I went on this journey of finding the Lord and just like really truly fell in love with him. I had no prior context. So like, I didn't grow up in like a still church. I didn't go to church. So like God was truly like, whoa, who is this guy? Like, and so I kept going to church, falling more in love. And then I was like, well, of course I want to sing about it. And they were like, join the worship team. Like, you're always like singing really loud in the back. Like, will you help us? Like in the front? I said, sure. So long story short, my mom was like, you got to clap on beat though. If you're going to be on the worship team, you keep hitting these 1s and 3s and I need you 2 and 4, girl. And I was like, I like the 1s and 3s. She's like, it's not helping us. So I started on the 2s and 4s with the worship team, but I just kept doing, serving at the local. It was so, like, it didn't feel like a big deal.
Right.
But God just, like, cultivated in me, like, more love for him, but, like, also smoothed out my gifts a little bit because, like, they were rough. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know how to harmonize with people or, like, I didn't know how to play instruments. Like, I play the clarinet, but, like, a guitar or a keyboard. No idea.
Foreign,
absolutely. So that's how I really got started, like, right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we do have to take those gifts. Even, sometimes, people I think feel that they're not gifted in an area because it's not to perfection. But you have to go through the fire.
Yeah.
Like you got to go get refined, learn more about what you're gifted in. And like with you, with music, being on that team, that's exactly what it was, being trained by people.
Yeah.
Your gift being trained with your sitter at the time. I mean, God knows exactly how to line everything up to bring you to right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And to me, that is just, it's amazing.
Oh,
it's
yeah. And you
feeling.
know what, to be honest, like, I think everybody wants to hit that, like, I've made it place, which I don't even truly know if that exists, to be honest. Like, you're always reaching for the next thing.
Well, I don't know if I feel like if you feel like you have arrived, you become complacent.
Yeah, or prideful.
Well,
or both.
We're both.
Yeah.
You're right. Prideful,
yeah.
complacent,
yeah.
or both. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because it's the truth, because I don't feel like we'll ever arrive. Because if we're truly wanting to go to the next level and the next level, you'll always feel like you're learning something new and then sharing what you've learned with someone else and helping them. And so every season of life.
And to be honest, the deeper you get into something like music or even a relationship with the Lord, the more you understand how bad you are at something. Like the more guitarists I'm around that are incredible, that can shred, the more bassists that I play with, I'm like, man, I suck. Truly, there's so much more ground for me to cover when if you don't ever expose yourself to that, you think you're really doing something.
Right.
And maybe you are on this really basic level. But then if you really open yourself up to meeting new people, even with your relationship with the Lord, open yourself up to meeting new people, really commit yourself to seeking Him, you start to realize, oh my gosh, there's so much of you I didn't even know existed. Or I've never, I never knew what Daniel 7 in the Bible meant. Crazy stuff that you start.
Right.
And the Lord just humbles you. That's true humility. You understanding, I can't do it without Him.
Right.
This is crazy.
You can't. And the more you rely on Him, the more those doors open and you realize it is Him ordering your steps.
Yeah.
It is Him taking you to the next spot. And then that faith comes in that I don't have to worry.
Yeah.
And that's a true peace. Because, right in the midst of the storm, you don't have to worry because He wants what's best for you.
100%.
Yeah. So what led you to Kansas City?
Oh, girl. Wow. Music school, ministry school.
Right.
To be honest, I never have felt a leading so strong.
Okay.
But to come to Kansas City. I've had thoughts, and that's a whole concept, right? I've talked about it on my Marte YouTube channel. How are you led by the Lord? What does that look like? Because I don't think that's really taught a lot in the church.
Oh, yes.
We get a lot of sermons rebuking our generation. I'm if I hear another one of those, I'm out, for sure. I'm never coming back to your church. I'm just kidding. But truly, I'm tired. But truly, teach me how to know and love God.
Yes.
Because there's processes and ways. God is not a process or a math equation. But there's ways to approach Him, with Thanksgiving.
Right.
Or there's ways that He speaks pretty commonly to all of us. Sometimes you get a thought and you're like, yo, there's no way on the green earth I would think a thought like that.
Right.
And that's a God thought. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
God is using your mind, planting thoughts in your mind because you know Him. He's in you. And so coming to Kansas City, the Lord brought internal signals, but also so many signs.
Right.
He was I don't want you to miss this. We're going left. It's a hard left. And I need you to be on board. The train is leaving. So, the first one was my pastor at the time, where I'm from, Monterey, California.
Okay.
Oh, God bless him. He was doing a whole series on when to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's your sign,
I
right?
was one out of many. And then two other very prominent signs. The first one was I was at a music festival in Washington. Stevenson, Washington, at this music festival. And my friend, her band was there too, and we hadn't seen each other in a while. She does jewelry. She makes jewelry from hand, scratch. And she pours out this recycled bag of gems and jewels. And I had already had Kansas City on my mind. The Lord showed up through a marketing ad, which is funny because I do marketing. So the Lord has used marketing in my life really powerfully. So I'm thinking, Kansas City, now my pastor's doing this series on Go. I'm at this, music festival. My friend, she's so sweet. She has these gyms. And then she goes, Marte. And I'm yo, what's up? And she's Kansas City. It's a gym with the skyline of Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
And it's not a gym. It's a little metal piece. It has Kansas City written on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
The only one in the whole. I said, what the heck? And then, so just to make it even more concrete, I'm at a Bethel music conference. It's a women's conference. My church is going. I'm there with a few girls. And this lady's giving a speech, and I'm telling all the girls, hey, I think God is leading me to Kansas City, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there, I just woke up. They dragged me to the 9 a.m. session. I'm feel like I got hit by a train a little bit. So I'm just trying to catch up. And the lady speaking, she goes, and I bought a one-way ticket to a ministry in Kansas City and never came back. And everybody in front of me who knew me turned around and they were yo, do you hear that, Gab?
Right.
And I was like, I heard it. I'm tired of the Lord coming at me like this. But like, it was so clear.
Oh, yeah.
So I packed up and I came out here.
That's that faith walk, and things always come. And
always.
A confirmation always comes behind it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's how you know for sure. Like there's always a confirmation behind it,
Well, the Lord knew, like being, like whenever you truly follow him, like, I mean, think about it, right? Like if you pack up your whole life, like all I knew in life, I had traveled for sure, but like my living life was in California.
Right.
Born and raised, family there. I'm a California girl through and through. Like I'm making kombucha and like trying to like start sourdough. Like, you know what I mean? And people are like, Gabby, you're so weird. I'm not actually.
No.
These are my people. Like that's how I was raised. And so, to move somewhere like Kansas City where I had no inkling what is happening in Kansas City, I didn't know.
Right.
I had no clue. Like I had to have that like knowing on the inside of me that when times got tough in Kansas City, I wasn't just going to leave. Like God is calling me here.
Right. No.
So when things got tough, I'm like, no, God has called me here.
Like I felt the same way because I got sent to Atlanta. I'm a Kansas girl though.
Okay, come on.
I'm from Kansas. I'm from Kansas. But I went to Atlanta for 2.5 years. I called that my Jonah moment. I was in the whale.
That's real.
Like really having to journal a lot. That's where the journals came from. It's like journaling a lot, trying to figure out what's going on, Lord. Why this pivot? Why this switch? And so it was God lined it all up and led us here to Kansas City, literally from my husband taking us to Atlanta. We were there for a reason because of the job that he was with took us there. And then 9 months later, surplused him out anyway.
Wow.
And so it's just a moment of really trying to figure out what was going on. And then God sent us back here to Kansas City.
Wow.
And I wasn't realizing that, I was going to be starting my business. And, the name Be Life Changers was given to me back in Atlanta. So it was just a crazy kind of like twist and turn of events.
Yeah.
And God just ordered those steps and led it all the way in. And then when I got here and started getting into business, I started hearing, a lot of negativity about Kansas City in the business field. Like like people don't collaborate together, people don't work together, you know what I mean? Like all this, there's a lot of like in the music industry a little bit, there's a little bit of like, people aren't supporting each other.
Right.
And when I started doing the pop-up shopping events, I started kind of seeing what they were talking about. Like, people didn't want, and I thought, oh Lord, what do you do? Because he always puts me in the midst of some crazy.
You're a changer, right?
Like,
Be Life Changers with Kathy.
What's going on? But, I look at it now, because we got here and just at the end of 2015 going into 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I went out much. See, we got sent almost the same time. Yeah.
Very similar.
Very similar. And so, but now working and just, teaching and talking about collaboration coming together. And then there's other businesses doing the same thing. And I've had the pleasure of meeting them as well. I have started to see a shift in Kansas City.
You are the shift.
You can feel it.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
And I can see it through you. 1,000,000%.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. But that shift is coming. And I'm starting to see people collaborate more. And it's just, it's really neat and to see the growth in Kansas City.
Yeah, and it's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
And it's happening on the music front, too. Like when I first got here, totally. That vibe was real.
Right.
And I had just come from, so Monterey is like 100 miles south of San Fran.
Okay.
But Californians, we rip and run up and down those highways. Like it's not even a blink. Like we're always in San Francisco. And so there's such a crew out there in San Francisco. Like I remember somebody got sick in our little music crew in San Fran, and South by Southwest, which is the biggest music festival in the nation right now.
Right.
He had like 6 sets and he called me and was like, can you take them? That's like unheard of. Like you're giving me all of your sets at South by Southwest. Like people kill for that. Like their dream is to play South by Southwest. And so that's the kind of community I came from. And then coming to Kansas City where people are like, I don't know you. Why would I ever want to perform with you? I'm like, but I'm on the internet. Like I'm not like just like some
I'm
like
not
weird,
nobody.
weird crazy lady. You're like, what?
You can see that I do this.
But they were like, we don't know you like that.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa. But like you're not even like open door. Like, hey, how about we have a coffee and I get to know you?
And
like,
exactly.
That's why. But that is change. I feel like a shift too.
It is a shift. It is a shift. And, I know my daughter being in the music industry is kind of the same way. Atlanta, like they were all shifting and moving together. And then when she moved to Houston for a while, she said they really collaborate down there, like in everything, business, music. I mean, they're always doing collaborator days. And I was like, man, maybe I should go down there and throw one of my events. But, But then she came back here. And so, she's part of that, trying to get it to shift too. And I think that's pretty cool because we're right here in the center, like, so
and if you've never
fun.
Experienced it, I could see why maybe you fear it. But like, I'm not in competition with you.
No.
Like, I'm so focused on what God has me doing.
Yes.
I'm not even tripping off of you.
Right.
But if we're collaborating, I actually want to help you.
Yes.
Because now we're in like fellowship together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We're stronger together.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. We're stronger together. And you could be in the same industry, which is crazy because when we first came here, it was KC Women's Events. And I did the pop-up shopping events.
Yeah.
And literally my business partner and I was both selling health and nutrition. And we would set a booth by each other any time of the day, any time of the year.
Why not?
Because there was things I had that her people could use, her people could use me.
Synergy.
Yeah, I mean, I knew some people would work better with her, and she knew some people would work better with me.
Yeah.
And then the things and mistakes we make, we keep each other from making.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much. It don't matter if it's exactly the same thing that you are doing. There's no Marte. There's no Gabby. There's no, there is no, there's not another you.
Yeah.
You are called to do what you're called to do.
Right.
I'm called to do what I'm called to do. But when we come together,
it's powerful.
It's
and you
way
can
more
get 10
powerful.
steps ahead way quicker.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You're preaching.
Yes, I know.
Do y'all hear this? No, it's true.
Look
And then,
out.
if you look at like real businesses, like on the East Coast, you'll see a Starbucks right across from a Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
Competition does not scare them.
Right.
Like, in fact, it like makes them thrive. That's why they do that. And so, I don't know all the numbers and the revenue numbers behind it, but like it is a thing.
Right.
It's happening. And so why don't we do that?
Sometimes I might want a Starbucks and go eat a donut at Dunkin' Donuts. I mean,
Hello?
like, really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly what
I've been in
happened.
2 coffee shops and one for one thing in one place and one in another.
And we're like that.
Oh, yeah. So definitely.
Just be across the street from each other.
Yes. So love each other. You send people each other's way. That's how I see it.
For real. Yeah.
Like, really, really. So I know we're going to fast forward to like when we met.
Yeah.
And so I know it was pretty much, I think, online. You had requested, you were getting ready to launch your album and had asked a question in one of the amazing groups we have here in Kansas City. We have so many groups and it's nice because we just answer each other. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help. And we had a Zoom. So we've only met on Zoom until today. Now we can touch in person.
I know, which is crazy because it doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, no. And I don't even think we met that long on Zoom. Like, because we both were rushing. I think it was less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I knew that we kept talking back and forth, just shooting messages to each other. But tell me just a little bit about the launch. That's exciting.
Oh my gosh, Kathy. So as an artist, right, like Marte is my artistry, right? And it is who I am as well. I am an artist. But like, I think a lot of people nowadays, like the music industry, a lot of people just want the fame, the numbers. And that's cool. Like, if that's what you want, like, I'm not here to stop you. But like,
I get it.
Music to me has always been about art, like reflecting who God is making me, but also who God is and like what he's saying. And so for this endeavor, this launch, it was such a dream come true. And it's like a place I've always dreamt my artistry would go. And my videographer, Andre Ribeiro, he goes by Andre Pallone, he just moved back to his home country, Brazil, like this Monday that we're recording this, which is crazy.
Wow.
So I was like, and we had worked together since I got to Kansas City, which is about 8 years. So we've done over 250, I want to say, videos.
Wow.
Like from podcasts to mostly music, but like album stuff, everything, like covers, like we've done it all. Every location, like we've done it. And he's like a brother to me. And he'd always say to me, Marte, I just see you in like a lounge environment, Alicia Keys styled concert. Like, we got to do that. And at first I was like, Andre, brother, that's just, I don't know, man. That's like a huge undertaking. But then when I knew he was going to move back, I was like, this is it. Like, we either got to do it or I might regret never really doing this with my brother. So I got like, it was crazy. I felt crazy for this, truly. Because this thing cost the same amount as like a low budget, but like, weddings are expensive. But like on the lower end, if you could dream up the lower end of a wedding budget, we were there.
Right.
So like,
I get it.
I knew what I was
expensive.
committing to. It was super expensive. Music is expensive just in general, like hiring a band, like things people don't think about. Like it's probably more expensive than a low budget wedding because we had the band. We had to have the sound. The sound has to be good. Right. Andre and his crew, which I don't, all these things I love. Just the flowers, the decorations,
and it
the
was
food.
Beautiful.
It was stunning.
It was stunning.
I'm so grateful.
Yes,
Thank
make
you,
sure
Lord.
you go check it out. Go look on
all
the clips. Yes.
Yeah, the videos are coming. But it was so beautiful. We sold it out, which I wasn't even thinking that. I was just trying to make sure my vendors were paid. You know what I mean? Like, I was just trying to get through it. And so when my guitarist, my band manager, Zach, I was like running around. He's like, yo, Gabby, they can't get tickets. Like, it says it's sold out online. We're trying to get tickets. Like, can someone open this up? Because it was on Eventbrite. And I was like, did we just for real sell out? Like, it hit me late. I was like, what? I was like, so-and-so, get the tickets. And so, yeah, it was really a cool experience. It felt like what I had always dreamed my artistry would become one day. Like the sound, the look, the band. I love playing with the live bands. It was there.
It was on the rooftop.
It was on a rooftop.
Yeah.
Downtown Kansas City, Corrigan Station.
And the weather was beautiful that day.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
Not hot, not cold. It was a little windy at the start, but we were like, Lord,
it was cute
control
though,
the
because
winds.
I saw some of the videos that you did, and I loved it because it was a little windy, but it was blowing her hair just right. So it looked like the video.
It was an inherent Beyonce fan.
Like it really was. I was like, look at her hair blowing in the wind. Like, yeah.
I needed it too because you get so hot singing.
Oh, yes.
I'm a sweater,
goodness.
so I was like, I had a fan ready, and they're like, Marte, you're not going to need that fan. I said, well, praise God. You know what I mean?
Well, thank goodness I have it just in case.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, I'm ready.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah.
So how do people find your album?
Yeah, so I'm on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Music. Somebody actually asked me for a physical CD, and I was like, are we still doing that? I'm like, no offense.
Do I need to make one just for you?
There was an era where I would like tour, and I had like a bunch of physical CDs. Like truly, I'm like of that era. But like my car doesn't even have a CD player. So I was like, I don't think people have CD players anymore, like truly. And if you do, it's kind of like the new record thing. So,
it's like the albums now are coming back. So well, we need to make you an album next, girl.
I know. I need to get some vinyls.
Some vinyls, yeah. But I was from the real era of vinyls, though. I'm telling my age now. But yeah, so
when those have come back, so you snag a
everything
vinyl.
just comes back. Doesn't really makes me feel young again. But
CDs will come back in like 5 years. Watch, should be a thing.
It'll be something. It's always something or the next thing or the other.
Yeah.
So let's talk just a little bit about I know you're a mom and a wife.
Yeah.
And so I want to speak to the audience because so many people are like, well, I'm busy right now. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I can't do these things. And there's some, there is timing. You have to do things in timing.
100%. Yeah.
But how do you maneuver being a musician, a wife, and a mom?
Oh, man. I pray and I
know.
I hope for the best. I'm kidding. There are seasons, like you said, right? Like, so when I was pregnant with my son, I'm a mom of one.
Okay.
My little boy is 10 months, y'all. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Thank you.
He is adorable.
And all the lack of sleep we get, we look at him and we say, okay, it's worth it. But I call him a sleep snatcher.
Yeah.
I said, you're a thief. You keep stealing my sleep. And he laughs at me, and it's cool. But so the season we're in is different than the season I was in when I was pregnant. To be honest, when I was pregnant, I felt sick most of the time.
Right.
So I really put music on. I didn't record like anything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Truly, like at all, which is weird for me. It's like fun to me to record, but like I was just trying to make it. So that was a season. So as soon as my son, was born, I really thought my music was going to die, to be honest with you. And that's strange when people look at me like, you? Like, you're the hustler girl that, like, would do tours and stuff. Like, you thought it would die? I really did. I just felt like, maybe it's time to focus and, like, not grow up a little bit, but, like, grow up a little bit. I don't know. Music, it doesn't feel young, but it's something I've been doing since I was very young. And I feel like the Lord really met me there and was like, it's not a young thing to do music.
Right.
But like it's not my job. It's like my art. Like and so I don't make a ton of money with my music at the moment. Maybe God will change that, but like I just don't. It's not the main provider for my family. I have my own marketing company. But something really lit on the inside of me when I had my son. And I saw something that put words to that. I saw like a reel on Instagram. This guy goes, "You will inherently teach your kids to love themselves by coming alive and what you're called to do." He was like, that's not something you can teach. They will catch it.
Yes.
And so I have a lot of friends that go, Gabby, you're so ambitious. And Gabby, you love yourself so much. And I'd always be like, really? Like, huh? Like, I don't feel like I am like some exceptional. But I will say my dad growing up, really, I could see the love for himself and him doing things that brought him to life. Like, he would go mountain bike on Saturdays and like play basketball on Sundays. And like those things feel small to maybe someone else, but to him, those things brought him a lot of joy. And so my music and doing my own business and being able to be a mom and a wife, those things bring me a lot of joy.
Right.
They're not easy. They're challenging.
Yes.
And I think that's where you got to lean on the Lord a little bit and, you know, make sure you're doing things with the right intent and heart and energy. Like sometimes, okay, maybe the music needs to be dialed back in this season.
Right.
Or maybe my friendship hangouts. You know what I mean? It's just different seasons. So just making sure you're totally in tune with the Lord and navigating all of that.
Yeah, because when your cup is empty, it's really hard to pour from.
100%.
And you have to pour into yourself. And when you let the Lord pour into you, it's a natural overflowing that doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And I think what people don't understand is that you have to feed yourself what you need.
Yeah.
Not always what other people want for you. And that took a while for me to understand because I'm a big giver.
Oh, you are. I knew that from day one with you. I was like, 100%. Yeah.
I love to give. But and so I would be doing things with others, like running to do what they wanted to do. But it took a while to understand that wasn't filling my cup. I had to let the Lord fill me in the way he needed to fill me.
Yeah.
Whether that was just being quiet and journaling, or if it was just, doing something that I wanted to do. Like go, and I've had to even learn to go to the movies by myself.
Yes,
I couldn't be
girl.
by myself for a while. You know, but I made myself do that. And when I started realizing, like you said, going for a walk or going hiking or going to the gym and working out, those things fed me.
Yes,
and
same.
when I took time to, feed myself, get up in the morning with, and be very quiet and still in the Lord, when I let myself do those things, take a hot bubble bath,
that's huge.
Whatever it was at the time and season, because I am a mother of 8 kids.
Oh, I don't know how she does it.
So
you do great.
Yeah, we're a blended family. And so when I got married 32 years ago, I had 3 girls right away. And then we had 5 together. And so I always feel like the bathtub was my solace place of overflowing for a while.
Yeah.
But yet you'd always see little fingers under the door.
You in there? I can feel it.
Now it's my dog's. I mean, it
doesn't end.
It doesn't end, does it?
Yeah.
But I think it's so important to make sure, you fill yourself. And that's whether you have a business or if you're just at work or at home with your kids. That's so important because you can't give if you aren't full.
Yeah. And that rest is huge.
Yes.
So Marte, my middle name, does mean rest.
Oh, wow.
And Gabriella, my first name, means messenger. So I was on a music tour one time and someone was like, what does your name mean? And I was like, oh, messenger of rest. And they laughed in my face and they said, oh, that's hard to believe. And I was like, huh. Like, it just never left me. And the person became a good friend later on. But it's something I really strive to do in my life, which is funny to say strive, but intentional about one day every week. I do not do anything that makes money or produces an output.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because I want to say to the Lord and give him my rest and say, at the end of the day, this all belongs to you.
Yes.
And you can take it away.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you're my provider.
Right.
So the rest is huge.
Yes. And that's something I learned. And that's exactly why I made this journal. One of the journals is a gratitude journal.
Yeah.
And so inside it, you can see that, in the morning you write what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
And at night you reflect on your day. And a lot of times, I used to reflect, but it wasn't every day. But the big thing about this is after you've reflected, cast and let it go.
Yeah.
Surrendering.
Yeah.
Surrendering it to the Lord. And it took me, I'm 52 years old, and I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
Okay? To really, truly surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender over to him, knowing it's already taken care of. Because if you've done all you can do.
Yeah.
And now you just need to stand.
And that's why a lot of people cannot manage the seasons of their life.
Right.
Because you're not meant to.
Yeah.
You need to let go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to bless you with one of these.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet.
Because I know how it is to be a busy mom.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay. I was not expecting that. This is so cute.
Yeah, we have our other one, words of affirmation, because I think affirmation is important.
Yeah.
And making sure you know who you are and whose you
that's
are.
important.
I told my kids when they went out the door, don't forget who you are. But most of all, don't forget whose you are.
Come on.
Because, that's the power. And to me, that was me letting go and understanding now God has them.
Oh,
and
that's
he
huge.
loves them more than me.
Yeah.
And if I can do that, he'll take care of it.
Oh, my gosh.
And I think that's just super powerful. And we're going into that season right now.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, rest. And I see fall of being gratefulness and thankful of just that everything is falling off, letting it go. And the winter to me is like being that grizzly bear that pulls up against
the hibernation season.
Season, before spring comes, right? And so, I always ask people, so the last thing I'm going to ask you is what would you say that you're most grateful for this year?
Oh, wow. I thank the Lord for the first thing that comes to my mind is family.
Right.
And that's the family you're given, but also the family that you inherit, like good friendships and people around.
Yes.
I will say, God forbid, my life ends tomorrow, but if it were to, I feel so blessed. There's nothing else I need to achieve. Just having those relationships and the way God has shown up in my life through those relationships and just shown up on his own.
Right.
I'm grateful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful thing to be grateful for.
Yeah.
All those that are around us, and living intentionally every day as if it was your last.
Yeah.
Because we aren't promised tomorrow.
You don't know.
And I do want to be one of those that is known for a legacy. And I know you're building it too. Marte will be known for many, many, many years. Like that name just lasts forever. But but those around you that we touch, we only have one time to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's just so, so powerful. So just think about what you're grateful for in this season and let us know. Like if you're on YouTube, comment below. Let us know what you're grateful for.
Please.
I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much, Gabby, for coming and being on this episode of Be Life Changers. It is a true blessing. And I know we'll be hanging out a whole lot more.
Yes, we will be.
You'll see her back on with me again because, we have a lot more to talk about. A lot more to talk about. But you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Be Life Changers.